Good morning. We're getting a late start today because I wanted to wait until I finished with the SKS that I was taking a Cosmoline off of. The SKS was a rifle that was developed in Russia and introduced in 1945. SKS stands for something in Russian, but what it is self-loading carbine of the Simonov system. That's what it stands for. The Russians used this as their main weapon until the mid 50s when they started phasing in the AK-47s. The AK-47s came into play because number one, they could go to full auto, and number two, that they had the ability to have a larger than a 10 round magazine, which is what the SKS had. The SKS was built in other countries other than Russia under contract. It was built in China, Romania, Poland, Vietnam, North Korea, and the one I have here is one that was built in Yugoslavia. Now, Yugoslavia built SKSs from 1959 to 1989. This one was built in 1971. The idea with this whole contracting of these SKSs out to the other countries was that Russia could keep control over the quality of the weapon that was out there. So technically, you could take the bolt off of your Chinese SKS and it would fit in the Russian SKS. Of course, like any other part that you take off of any other gun, it has to be fitted, and it's not necessarily always just a perfect fit. So this is the Yugoslavian SKS. It has a rubber butt plate, and in the rubber butt plate, it's got a little trap door. Inside the trap door is a cleaning kit. You have your cleaning rod, and then you have these that you screw onto the end of your cleaning rod. You have a brush, and you have a thing where you can put your cloth on so that you can clean your weapon. Semi-automatic weapons need to be cleaned a lot more than do the bolt action, just because there's a lot more moving parts and a lot more could go wrong. The system that they use for the bolt is a gas system. So what happens is you have a little vent up here in the barrel that shoots some air from when you shoot. Some of the exhaust hits inside here, and there's a plunger inside this part, a big plunger. And the big plunger goes down to the little plunger that's inside here, and it comes out right here, and it knocks into the bolt. It knocks the bolt back. Then there's a spring, and the spring pulls the bolt back up forward again so that the whole cycle can happen. And when it comes forward, it brings a round up with it, so it's ready to go. Like I said, it has a 10 round magazine, and it's set up with this V for use with speed loaders, and they use those. You have the sight, which is just like the other sights, and this goes from 100 to 1,000 yards, and apparently it's very accurate. The magazine itself is fixed. It's a fixed magazine, but it does have a way to get into it, a little spring, and you can get into the magazine, but you just can't take it off without taking the gun apart. Up here, you have your standard bayonet that all the SKSs have, which is pretty cool that it folds out. But the one thing that the Yugoslavian SKSs had was they have a grenade launcher. This looks like it's a suppressor for a fire suppressor, but what it is, it's actually a grenade launcher. I think we did the grenade launcher when we did the number 4 for the Enfield, and it's very similar. The grenade fits over the top. Inside here you have your numbers. I don't know if you can see, but you can imagine there's numbers there. and those numbers are for aiming your grenade. But anyway, this is like I said, it's different in some ways, but it's exactly the same as other ways with other SKSs. I have my SKS, which still it's number 4, I think, on three now on the list of guns that I'm going to be working on. It doesn't have a bolt. It doesn't have any of that, but you can see the front. It looks similar. It has the same sight cover on the front. It has a bayonet, but this bayonet is different in that it's a spike. It's a spike bayonet, whereas the others are blades. I did try and take when I had the bolt and stuff out of the Yugoslavian one, and yes, it does fit inside the Chinese one. They come in a wooden stock like I showed you with the Yugoslavian. This is a aftermarket, obviously, folding stock. I like the wooden better. And so that's basically the Yugoslavian SKS. It could be an SKS from any of the other countries that they are. Very reliable. Um, when you think about the jungle warfare that they had in Vietnam and the battle conditions that were in Korea and other skirmishes that and wars that these things were involved in, and they continue to be reliable throughout. Um, it fires the 7.62 round, which is an impressive round, especially with a semi-automatic. And that's about it for today. I just wanted to get this out to you before I have to give it back, and uh, and I guess that's it. We'll give a status update on our new project and our old project um, in a bit, but I just want to get that out. Thank you.